I rise today in strong support of H.R. 1615, the Gas Stove Protection and Freedom Act. I want to thank my friend and fellow Energy and Commerce member, Representative Kelly Armstrong, for his leadership and continued work on this initiative. As I said in our full committee markup last month, the American people have had enough of Washington bureaucrats and Biden administration officials or Big Brother dictating every aspect of their lives, from the type of car you drive to what appliance you can use in the kitchen. Back in January, we heard disturbing reports from one of the commissioners at the Consumer Protection Safety Commission that a nationwide universal ban on gas stoves was on the table. This type of government overreach would be an assault on Americans' individual consumer freedoms to decide what works best for their own households and budgets. Republicans stand with the American people, who overwhelmingly agree that banning gas stoves altogether is an egregious overreach and government knows best ideology at its worst. The Gas Stove Protection and Freedom Act will prohibit the CPSC from using federal dollars to regulate or issue enforcement regulations on gas stoves as a banned product and prevent regulations that prohibit the sale or substantially increase the price of gas stoves while still allowing CPSC to protect consumers in the way that Congress envisioned. Sadly, the Biden administration's Green New Deal agenda has fueled the flames of radical left state and local governments, and many have already enacted their own complete gas stove bans, such as New York and some cities in California. In fact, many of these cities are facing their own battles, such as in Berkeley, California, the first city to enact a ban in 2019, where their law was recently struck down by the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. And in Palo Alto, California, where they enacted a ban but admitted to issuing an exemption for celebrity chef Jose Andres, who argued traditional gas appliances were necessary to achieve their signature complex flavors. This carve-out from the far left is plain hypocrisy. Meanwhile, down in my state of Florida, we just entered hurricane season, and households who are struggling after a natural disaster takes out their electricity and would find it even harder to cook their food without a gas stove. All these reasons clearly demonstrate why this legislation is needed to prevent government overreach. I urge my colleagues to support H.R. 1615. Let's pass this common sense, bipartisan legislation that supports American consumer choice and freedom for households to decide what works best for their own lives. Makes sense, Mr. Chairman. I reserve the balance of my time.
Good afternoon, friends. This will affect everything. President Joe Biden is now seeing his lowest approval ratings, but the Biden administration has revealed what the president is trying to do about it. The Internal Revenue Service has also released some big news. Friends, you might be owed a check that's worth almost $1,000, but you will need to take action to claim this. So please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, on Friday, I will be announcing more winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. The Internal Revenue Service is urging an estimated 1.5 million U.S. taxpayers who never filed a 2019 tax return to submit a return and claim their refunds by the upcoming deadline of July 17th. There's roughly $1.5 billion in unclaimed tax refunds from tax year 2019. Taxpayers have a 3-year window to claim their refunds from previous years, and deadlines tend to fall in April. The 3-year window for 2019 tax returns was postponed to July because of the crisis. So if a taxpayer does not file the returns within the 3-year window, the money becomes a property of the U.S. Treasury. The tax agency estimates the median amount owed to taxpayers from 2019 is about $893. Some of those who did not file a 2019 return could be eligible for the Earned Income Tax Credit, which was worth up to $6,557 for that tax year. Taxpayers looking to file their 2019 return before the July 17th deadline has several tools at hand from the Internal Revenue Service. Refunds may be held for those who have yet to file a 2020 and 2021 return. The IRS has also said that refunds will be applied to any amounts owed to them or a state tax agency to offset any unpaid debts. This year, millions of Americans received smaller refund checks. The total amount refunded to taxpayers by the Internal Revenue Service to date this year is about $172 billion, $16.4 billion less than it was in 2022. So given the importance of these refunds to many American households' annual budgets, spending plans were dramatically affected. The lower dollar checks come at a time of ongoing inflation and may put many households into further financial distress. Recent data shows that not only are President Biden's overall approval ratings very low, but voters rate his performance on the crucial issue of the economy even lower. A new poll has Biden's approval ratings at 43%, with his economic rating down at 39%. Voters' negative views of the country's economic prospects present an immediate challenge to Biden's effort to secure a second term. Experts say that his low-level numbers have not been moving, in spite of an actual economy that has been producing positive headlines for months now. This Saturday, President Biden began his campaign effort with his first rally in Philadelphia. He delivered a speech focused almost exclusively on economic themes and made the case for drawing a direct line between his policies and an economy that has performed better than many forecasters projected. Biden said, "I truly believe this country is about to take off." Experts have noted that on the one hand, the president is sitting atop an economy that has unemployment hovering near record lows, a booming manufacturing sector, as well as declining inflation. But Biden's challenge is that Americans across the spectrum do not see a rosy picture. New polling shows that a solid majority of Americans expect the economy to be in a recession over the next year. Many think we are in one right now. Another measure is consumer sentiment, which ticked up last month but remains far below pre-crisis levels and has declined since Biden took office. In a recent op-ed in the Wall Street Journal, Biden also began to make economic case for his re-election with the White House, also sharing talking points with allies. The president is pressing Democrats to make the economic case on a host of issues, from improving job satisfaction to the performance of the U.S. economy versus the world. But as Biden acknowledged in his Saturday speech, we've got a fight on our hands, with Republicans also champing at the bit to talk about the economy. An example from last week came from U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, who traveled to Capitol Hill and faced a panel of Republicans who criticized her message of a strong economy. But either way, the economy and jobs is the issue that voters tell pollsters again and again, say is their top concern, and so expect a lot of this back and forth on the issue between now and Election Day 2024. So dearest friends, please let me know what your thoughts are on the U.S. economy. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, That is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this weekend. My dear friends, thank you so much for joining me here and for being part of this community. To say thank you, I will be announcing more winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway this coming Friday. My dear friends, if you'd like to enter the weekly giveaways, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you so much and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.